We saw it as an opportunity, given the context that the entire shift happened from traditional work from office to a home. In our context, it is all about how well we serve our customers, and because we should understand that even our customers were going through the same turbulent time. So how do we become a partner of choice? And at the same time, also how do we take care of each other as colleagues and team members?
We've come up with new workshops and new events like fun contests from yoga, Zumba, nutrition, body fitness to make sure that our employees are engaged and that they stay fit. For mental health in particularly, we launched an employee wellness initiative with access to 24/7 counselor via chat and real-time basis.
So I think what went our way and very well is that we were already ready before the pandemic happened with a work from home operating model. So all our associates had the freedom to work from home way before it became a compulsion due to the pandemic.
We were able to take decisions much better because we had better control of the situations by proactive planning. What really stood out for us is the leadership team stepping into the shoes of our employees. So small steps like this made that impact.
Frankly, at the end of the day, whether you were path-breaking or not, the important thing is, did we enable people to work more productively, with greater engagement, and with that continued sense of purpose? So to that extent, I think that if our organization was able to deliver to that, which is that we were able to continue allowing people to keep to their rhythms while meeting organization goals.
While this core competency still remains the same because it is aligned with the values of the organization. But of course, in this kind of a scenario, we have looked at other additional competencies, which is also very important. Give an example, crisis management is one of them.
In 2020, we were obviously looking for leaders who can both manage teams remotely and manage clients remotely. Somebody who is empathetic clearly stands out as a great communicator vis-a-vis just a person who can lead a team inside an office space.
Being able to engage people and pull them in, being able to ask for that participation is another thing that has become enhanced. In 2019, perhaps, it was not that sharply in focus because you could still pull town halls, you could still pull people together, but now you have to do it virtually and you have to do it in every conversation. One of my personal tests, for example, is how much energy I'm able to bring into every conversation.
Today, the good part about this entire situation is you're able to attract talent from anywhere, provide them an opportunity to work from home, so you don't need to restrict to a location. From that perspective, are our leaders able to engage, excite, and also I would say inspire people to work in this remote or a hybrid environment?
Leadership today is about your impact and your reach. So how one leads, creates impact, and ensures seamless collaboration is crucial. Empathy, teamwork, emotional intelligence have never been more important, and definitely being agile and adaptable is equally critical to meet the changing priorities.
It's interesting, we just got off a conversation with our learning and development team to talk about how do you bring back into focus some of the cognitive skills required to navigate this new situation? How do you express what you have to say and articulate that? How do you find yourself dealing with your work-life challenges? How do you find balance and meaning in your life?
I think there's a huge emphasis on softer skills for both leaders as well as their teams. There's a lot more objectivity in management that has come through. So leaders need to be trained on managing people on objective measures. In absence of face-to-face contact, objectivity becomes an ultimate measure of transparency in the organization.
I feel like adaptive leadership is now the need of the hour. The key to ensure that the time taken between the idea to implementation is minimal. And in times like this, our focus is now more on making weekly and daily plans instead of focusing more on monthly and quarterly and annual plans.
So I would, say that one, you need to democratize the learning process. It's not that you decide what you need to do and go about it one day. You need to actually, democratize in the sense of working closely with the business managers and leaders. And also given the fact that it's extremely dynamic, you can't have a cookie cutter approach and say, hey, this is what we'll do today and let's build the skills.
The platform has really changed. Now most of our training happens on the digital platform. We are closely monitoring all the leadership development plan which are in place in the organization. And of course, we have added the program which is related to developing the leader on the skill set, what I mentioned with reference to crisis management, change management. So we have added on a few more competencies.
right at the onset of the pandemic, we communicated to all our people that we are not going to let go of anyone. Despite all the business challenges, we were able to retain our entire team. The fact that we communicated early and proactively ensured that the morale of the team remained very high through the pandemic.
The fact that we managed to launch many key product offerings during this pandemic and remain student-centric with all teams working efficiently from home would be our biggest challenge we managed to overcome.
To sum up, I could say, we have been successful in converting all our roadblocks into building blocks, converted all our problems into solutions, be able to achieve our objectives.
So I'm actually going to be very candid. I think the belief that everybody needs to be in the office to get work done, that co-location gives you huge outcomes is not necessarily true. And I think overcoming that bias has been very, very powerful for organizations.
So how do we ensure that despite working virtually, how does the employee continue managing his transactions seamlessly? And then move to the next level of how do we get him a sense of our culture and ethos and values of what we are in the company. And the challenge of remote engagement is you can't engage beyond typically 30 to 45 minutes an employee, right? You have to give him a break. I mean, he'll not have the span of attention or the focus. So can we have the content handy for him in a very digestible manner as a capsule, right? Which he could take at his own pace.
Corporates around the world are now understanding the importance of giving their employees some elbow room to exercise leadership and do their creative best. Being flexible, being adaptable is something that we've all had to get used to over the last few months. It's also a crucial skill set that every employer will be keeping an eye out for.
As a recruitment firm, we get a pulse of the market. So I can say without hesitation that all sorts of technology skills are really sought after. Many organizations are looking to build very robust product teams. The technology leaders, head of engineering, head of technologies, these positions are probably the most sought after in the market.
How adaptive and how resilient is an employee? I think that is very key. I mean, there are obviously certain tools you use to a point to measure and your conversations with the employees, but or candidates. But it's very important to look at people who are very resilient, who have the mental stamina and the strength to go through this tough time. Because I think it's a continuum. I don't think the pandemic has ended. As you know, that India, they say the second wave is coming now.
Of course, we are looking at skill set in that how do you manage your work in a digital environment, that is also which is quite critical. To add on to it is the crisis management and your change management ability.
How comfortable are you to work in an environment which sometimes can be abstract, right? Because if you're working remotely, it's hard for me to give you that level of specificity to get onto the whiteboard and give you all the stuff, right? Sometimes I'm doing this verbally, sometimes I'm trying to articulate it. I may not do that clearly. So are you able to understand and run with things? How self-motivated are you? How intrinsically sort of driven to achieve outcomes? How independently can you work?